Tom Clark's Main Event is a Boink Studios production. And now, on with the show.
This is Daddy's show. Step off.
Hey, what is up? Welcome back to the program, folks. Thank you for tuning in. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tom Clark, and this right here is Tom Clark's Main Event. What's up, kids? Welcome back to the program. Bet you thought I wasn't going to be on time. Oh, ye of little faith. Don't doubt you, boy, I'm here. There's 17 of you and only 2 likes. I'm not doing a thing till you hit the button. Watch this. I could do this all day. Bring it to me. Hit that like button, kids. Hit the notification. That's the little bell. Hit the bell so it goes ring, ding, ding every time your boy goes live. I would appreciate it. That'd mean loads to me. Thanks very much. Welcome to Tom Clark's Main Event. Let's get some stuff up on the screen. It's episode number 274. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? It's the sexiest thing you've ever seen. Check that out. 274 episodes. You know what this means? We are 74 weeks removed from the 200th episode of Tom Clark's Main Event. They'll never get old. In 26 weeks, guess what happens? 300, baby. Look at that. You know what we're going to do for that episode? Something fun. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. We'll see what happens. How's your week been? Happy Friday to you. My week's been utterly fantastic. You know why? Because it's a good day every day, baby. And if you don't believe me, you should. Every day is a good day. Tell your friends. I'm not even joking. Do I look like I'm joking? I don't, do I? Listen, we've got stuff to get into. We're not going to take any more time to do it. Let's go ahead and welcome our guests. And then we'll get to comments. Y'all are just dying for me to get to comments. But I don't see that like button creeping up at all. No one's smashing it. You better start smashing. Or nothing's going to happen for you. I like blackmail. What's a little blackmail between friends? We're friends, aren't we? Shut up. We are. You know it. You love it. Shut up. There, I see one person. One person did it. Thank you, whoever did that. Let's make it happen. Let's do this. Smash the ever-loving like. Don't make me curse. I don't do that. I don't work blue. You guys know that. Just smash it and get it over with so I can get to the show. I don't have all day. I'm busy. I'm a busy guy. You know what I mean? People tuning in who've never watched the show is like, who is this idiot? I thought this was a wrestling channel. Boy, were you wrong. I mean, I've even got a Rage Against the Machine shirt on. This is a music review, just so you know. Smash that like button. I'm not playing around. Let's bring on our guests, kids. You know them from the lovely podcast of podcasts, Peaches and Powerbombs, Tina Miller and Sarah Hirsch. What's up, ladies? How are you doing today?
Hi.
Doing good. How are you?
Doing freaking awesome. I did have a great background, and for some reason, I don't. Hold on, I'll get us there. Never you fear. Maybe you should fear. There's that. That's not going to work for me. You guys, wait. You aren't feeling Troy. You guys are saying so much. You guys, hold on. Oh, look at that!
Bam!
Thank you.
Nice.
I need you for a sound effect machine. Yes, you guys have returned the favor. I had I'm returning the. I don't know what I'm talking about. It's been a long day. I was just on your show, so now you guys are on mine.
Yes.
And let's, kids, Tina and Sarah, say hello. Tina and Sarah, these are the kids.
Hi, kids.
Here we go. Chad Too Bad in the house. How you doing, my friend? Christopher Sims, what's going on? Josh, how are you doing? Carlos Martinez. Good to see you, my friend. Alicia D. Byers-Brown. There's Shannon. We all know Shannon. Everyone tells Shannon.
Yeah. Hey, Shannon.
Hi, Shannon.
There you go. Ray All Day is here. He's prepping his question as we speak.
Mm-hmm.
No, Tim. Once again, I have let you down. I do not have a Mark Henry. It's time for the main event. Believe it or not, it went through my head today, and I thought when I get back to the office, I have to do it. Guess what? Totally didn't do it because I suck. I'll get there. Everybody relax. Elvis Martinez, what's going on, E? Good to see you. Mark, how are you doing? Just at the hospital. Hey, E, all the best to you and your family, my friend. Hope your mom recovers. The cat has made an appearance, kids. Look at that.
Yes.
The 4th wheel. Christopher Burton, what's going on, dude? welcome back to the show. Ron Emerson is here. What's going on?
Hey, Ron. Yeah, Mina's figured out that I was online.
Well, she knows. Her radar went off.
Mm-hmm.
What's up? What's going on, Robbie? Good to see you.
Not going up there.
Harry, good to see you, my friend. We're gonna get these hellos out of the way. Then we're
From the Straight Up Wrestling Show. Hey, guys.
Yeah, I should have put it over their show. That's my bad. What's going on, Brett? Good to see you. Vic, what's going on? Good to see you, my friend.
Yeah, I saw that.
Sammy and Ty have gotten engaged.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Congratulations to the happy couple. Eric Jackson in the house. What's going on? Yeah, you're right. I did fail you, didn't I? We're going to try to cover Sarah up here tonight with all the banners. We'll do all we can. But it's a long banner. Kids, smash that like button. Don't make me get ornery up in here. I'm in the South. We tends to get ornery. Ornery? Ornery? Is there an R in that? Ornery? I don't know. Upset.
Ornery.
We gets upset. Yeah, what do you want from me? I'm doing what I can. We reviewed Double or Nothing on your guys' show.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're going to do it all again because reasons.
Yay.
Ha! No.
We can do this all day.
I know, right? We don't have to do that, but we'll just I'll run through results, kids, in case you missed it. You missed a show. Oh, my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. AEW does not disappoint on pay-per-views. I don't know the last time I watched one going, that was what they did. Let's run through this real quick, kids. And by real quick, I mean an hour because there's 13 matches. Hookhausen, that's Hook and Danhausen to you, defeated Tony Nese and Mark Sterling. Wardlow defeated MJF. We're going to get into that. The Hardys, that's Jeff and Matt, defeated the Young Bucks by pinfall. Jade Cargill retained the AEW TBS Championship against Anna Jay. The House O Black, and you know who those guys are, defeated Death Triangle, Adam Cole, baby, defeated Samoa Joe. And that was the tournament final match for the men's Owen Hart Foundation. And Dr. Britt Baker, and you know the rest, defeated Ruby Soho to become the tournament champ, the tournament winner. I don't know how you would call it. American Top Team, Yawn, defeated Frankie Kazarian, Sammy Guevara, and Ty Conti by pinfall. Kyle O'Reilly defeated Darby Allin. Thunder Rosa, I'm not going to roll the R. I'm not going to embarrass myself, defeated Serena Deeb. The Jericho Appreciation Society, can't wait to talk about this one, defeated the Blackpool Combat Club and with Santana and Ortiz and Eddie Kingston. Jurassic Express retained AEW World Tag Team Championships against Keith Lee, Swerve Strickland, and Team Taz. And in your main event, your newly crowned AEW World Heavyweight Champion, CM Punk, the Second City Saint, defeated Heyman Adam Page. There you go. There's your card, kids. We don't have to spend a month of Sundays on this card. You guys have already reviewed it. But, Tina, let's start with you. What was your favorite match on the card?
Well, that's an obvious answer, but we'll go ahead and answer it. Well, everybody by now knows that my favorite person in wrestling is Eddie Kingston. So, of course, the Anarchy in the Arena match was my favorite. And not just because he was in it, but just because that they did it so well. Usually, I don't like matches like that because I'm not really a blood and poke you in the eye with a fork and throw you on barbed wire type person. You know, that's not really my thing. But it made sense here. You know, they didn't just do stuff for the sake of doing it. They they had a really good story that they showed that they truly hated each other. It wasn't just two random people like Darby Allin and Jeff Hardy just jumping off of stuff for the sake of it, you know. So, you know, and then Eddie coming down there with that gas can. Oh my gosh, you know, with that look of just plain murder on his face, you know, that was the image for the ages. So Anarchy in the Arena was my favorite match of the night.
And, you know, the reason the gas can is silly on one hand, because we all know, come on. But it's also great on the other hand because it's a very visceral image because everyone knows what gasoline smells like. So the minute he opens it at home, you're going, oh, my God, that's gasoline. Like, you know better. But it's one of the few things you can use in any environment that you immediately know you get what's kind of going on. Like if it were just like chlorophyll. Like you've seen the chlorophyll gimmick before, like it's a ball and they, you know, knock the person. You're like, what does that smell like? Well, you don't know. If you smell it, you're knocked out. But gasoline, it's a very visceral thing for me anyway. Sarah, do you agree? Was this your favorite match on the card?
It was one of my favorites. Yes. It was just like a good time all around. I think we mentioned it the other day. Sorry, my mind went blank. Well, we mentioned it the other day. You know, the camera work here was really good too. You know, everybody kind of had their own thing going on. I mean, you could tell what was going on. Nobody was lost. So yeah, it was definitely one of my favorites. It was a lot of fun, and I like the finish too because, you know, Bryan Danielson, he more or less passed out. He didn't get pinned. He didn't submit. So that was good. That keeps everybody looking good as far as that goes.
Yeah, and honestly, we watched Dynamite. Nothing bad happened from that. You know, we have this thing, and I've done it too. Don't get me wrong here, but we all have this idea that, oh, well, if he wins, oh, what's going to happen? It's okay to lose a match. It's okay to not win all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if it happens 5 matches in a row, it might be a problem. But an occasional loss, when you have the number of wrestling matches this company has during the regular episode of Dynamite, like actual wrestling matches, you have to have winners and losers. There's no two ways about it. And a loss doesn't hurt everybody all the time. We all know what we saw or what we heard about going into this. I did an episode of 6M Podcast, available on all the platforms, by the way. It's a fun show. You should definitely go subscribe. We'll wait. Are you back? Cool. So yeah, it's a fun show. Phil and I recorded another episode last night. And before we went live, or not live, but before we recorded and after, we were talking about all this MJF stuff. There was a plane ticket purchased. That is a fact. That is a stone cold fact. And you're getting it not from the source, but directly from the guy that got it from the source. There was definitely a ticket. It has been physically seen. So that thing exists. Okay. So just so everybody's in the know, and I don't report any news here. Everyone knows I don't report anything. I give analysis. I give speculation and opinion. That's what I do. I don't report, but I am reporting here. A plane ticket was 100% purchased, and my source is 100% reliable. So there you go. For what it's worth, if anybody's curious. This whole thing, we're going to get into that a little bit later on. But I'm with you. This match was good. This card was excellent. What about all the talk about I saw someone use the word hot shot. They hot shotted CM Punk to the title. Sarah, he's been there 8 months. How is that hot shotted to the title exactly?
I don't know. Honestly, you know, when he first came on, maybe his first match in AEW, I could see that. But I feel like 8 months, you know, he's wrestled so many people. He's wrestling the younger guys. I know at our show in Atlanta, he wrestled Lee Moriarty. That was a good fight, you know, and so, you know, he had that feud with MJF. So, you know, he climbed to get, you know, it was a steady climb. It wasn't a hot shot or anything like that. With somebody of CM Punk's caliber, you already know it was a matter of time before he was getting to the world title. I mean, duh.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, I agree with you. I don't know if I personally thought it was a foregone conclusion. I thought he'd get there eventually. I mean, if he'd gone a year, let's face it, if he'd gone a year, some people would have had a problem with it.
Oh, yeah.
Tina, what do you think? What do you think about this idea that Punk was pushed too soon for the title? I mean, maybe you agree. Do you agree with that?
No, I don't. I don't agree with that at all. Because like Sarah was saying, it's not like they shot him out of the cannon right towards it. I mean, he had the match with Darby as his first match, and then he wrestled like Powerhouse Hobbs, and he wrestled Dax Harwood, and he had that good match with Eddie at Full Gear, and then he's wrestled almost consistently with just, different guys all throughout the thing, giving them a chance to work with him and, getting himself back into ring shape too. No, I don't think it was too soon. I thought it was a perfect timing, honestly.
I agree. Ray all day was there in attendance. Ray, I haven't asked you this. What was the loudest pop of the night? We all know what we thought at home, but Ray, you were there. What was the loudest pop of the night? I've told this story before, and sometimes it bears repeating. We can sit at home and talk about, I didn't get anything. Did you hear that? But the truth of the matter is, you guys have been at shows live, and when you get home, I'm sure you've looked at Twitter and gone, that's not what happened, right?
Yeah, exactly. The show that we were at in December, they were saying that Cody's was getting a lot of boos, but actually that's
really
not the
wasn't.
truth. It was more cheers actually than it was boos.
And of course, Cody was the hometown guy too. So yeah, you knew right then that was a lie.
I was in Charlotte at Raw the night that John Cena and Michael Cole had the dog food match where Cole had to eat dog food. Remember that? He was wearing the orange singlet and the headgear, that stupid gimmick. And if Cole lost, he had to eat dog food out of a can.
I'd rather not remember that.
I got on my phone because it was the main event. We were wrapping up and people were watching. And I looked at Twitter and I was blown away by the number of people going, listen to that crowd. And I tweeted and said, it is deafening in here. It is deafening. People loved that gimmick. I hated it. I thought it was horrible. However, I didn't hear or see anybody going like this or like this. I saw no one doing it. It was deafening in that arena. And I'm like, that's a lesson learned. From now on, when I'm at home watching, I'm going to reserve judgment and say, maybe I don't know what I'm talking about in terms of the sound, because evidently I didn't, because they didn't either. And I said, you guys aren't here. If you were here, you would know. My ears are ringing. True story. Like, of all the things to cheer, they loved it. They loved it.
Yeah, when I was at Revolution, they were saying that we were dead during certain matches on the card, and I was like, no, we weren't. We were loud.
Ray, how did I know you were going to say that?
Surprise, surprise.
God's sake, Ray. I was asking for an honest to goodness answer, and look what you gave me. Well, maybe that was it. He's going to hit me again. People showed some. Well, you know what? They did. I'm not going to argue with you. I get it.
I wore my Undisputed Era shirt just for Ray, by the way.
See, there you go. Show it. Aha. See there? Ray, you paying attention? Look at that. Yeah, I got Rage Against the Machine, so I got no. It's a good shirt. It's just not wrestling related.
My shirt says, I need a vacay. That's how I feel.
It's a good shirt. Chris, I'm not going to put your comment up because Ray will not be happy. We want to keep Ray happy. Ray's our number one fan. I just upset like 6 people by saying that, by the way. So yeah, again, we don't have to spend all day on this because I really wants to get to Dynamite. What match on this card, and I think I kind of know what you guys might say, what match on this card was a miss for you personally, regardless of what websites say? Sarah, what match was a miss for you personally?
I really didn't care for the America's Top Team versus Sammy G and Kazarian, Ty Conti. Mm-hmm. It was, I mean, it had good spots in it. Don't get me wrong. It had some good highlights, but overall it's just, But then again, I'm kind of like, I get annoyed at this overbearing couple thing. It was like Facebook couples right in your face, like the stuff you see with some of them, and all of a sudden it's just, now it's playing out and it's, ew, do we need that really?
Right.
It's like, I don't care.
Yeah, no, I get you. Double V, Victor Vasquez. I knew someone would be upset. I said this on your guys' show the other night. Everybody in this match is talented and can work. Mm-hmm. Paige Van Zant's, nah, not yet. That the problem is not, did we have people in this match that could, everyone in this match could have carried the other person easily if they needed carried. That wasn't the problem. But some people just don't have chemistry. And on top of that, you had, like you said, the gimmick of her and him is not working really for anybody on the planet at this point. Mm-hmm. And I guess it's not supposed to now because they're heel. It's supposed to be annoying. Mm-hmm. But I remember back to John Morrison and CM Punk in WWE when Punk still had the long hair and he was still proving himself. And he and Morrison couldn't have a good match. They tried. And every match they had stunk up the joint every time. And there was no good reason for it. They just didn't have chemistry. And it happens. So I think personally that's what went on here. I don't think it was for lack of effort. I think everybody in this match put forth maximum effort. Kazarian is as good today as he's ever been, if not better. I mean,
you know, he's so underrated. I mean, gosh.
And I don't say this to because I want him to go. It's a shame to me personally. He never had a quality, really good run in WWE. And I don't mean world title, but United States title, spent 2 or 3 years there, got some respect. He's got respect on his name, and he doesn't need a run in WWE. Of course he doesn't. But for worldwide respect, I think it's kind of a shame a little bit that maybe he doesn't have that on his resume. I don't know that he cares about it, and I don't know that he should, but that's just my input. Tina, are you in agreement with Sarah on your least favorite match on the card?
Yeah. The other match that I didn't care too much for was the Hardys versus the Young Bucks. I was too worried about Jeff's well-being to actually pay attention to what was going on. So
I actually saw that I think Jeff Hardy did suffer a concussion during that match.
There you go.
So that would explain what we were talking about the other day, how he kind of was off.
He went off, yeah. That explains a heck of a lot, actually. Lance Bader from the Dudes at I'll get it. The Dudes at Ringside Wrestling Podcast.
Hi.
Wilf is here. What's up, Wilf?
Hi.
Someone just popped in and said something. Ray, I love you for that. The boy's fine. He worked over at the office today and did some work outside around the building and earned a little bit of money, so he's happy about that. So there you go, folks. All right. So again, and I said we didn't have to spend all day, and yet here we are still talking about it. We can move on to the next thing. I want to get into this Double or Nothing fallout from Dynamite. And first off, let's talk about, and we don't have to go match by match. We don't have to do that. But the opening match with Punk and FTR was not great for Punk. Punk missed spots. He was rough. He slid off the top rope when he came in. He had that look on immediately after that. He had that look on his face, like he was disgusted with himself a little bit, like a little upset that he missed it. He gets on the top rope for that diving elbow, and he looks into the camera and says, "I'm sorry." So I'm talking to Phil last night, and Phil believes this is all playing into a gimmick that will show itself later. This idea that Punk is a little bit older, not as sharp as he once was, that'll play into a heel turn eventually. I say that's fully possible, and I would buy that. The other part of me says maybe he did have an off night. Punk has been nothing but honest to fans in terms of the inside the ring and stuff. And maybe he did just have an off night, and that was his way of saying, sorry, I screwed up. I don't think it helped his case. And not that he has to prove anybody wrong here, but people are already bagging on that company, the WWE diehards who think that Vince's company is the only one on the planet, right? But people are already bagging on him for whatever reasons they want to bag on him. I don't think that helped much. Tina, did you pick up on that during this match? What's your overall thoughts on, do you think Punk has lost a step? Do you have a take on this?
I actually missed that part where he slipped off the thing, but I did notice when he kind of threw, was it Colton into Billy Gunn and he hurt his neck a little bit, or it seemed like his neck bounced off. So, I was like, okay, well, that was kind of weird. He just kind of threw him off without actually, putting him down safely or whatever. Of course, dude was right in his face too. So, but, I don't know, because I missed that part, so I'm not really sure what everybody's getting at as far as him missing a step, because all the matches that I've seen, he's been okay in. So
he's looked good, but there's also the point, of course, that he's won by this much basically every time, with the exception of maybe 1 to 2 matches on TV. But a lot of matches, it's almost like, man, he just did get that match won. I do think all that is a bigger storyline that's going to lead to a heel turn. What do you guys think? CM Punk better as a heel or better as a face in this company? What do you think, Sarah?
That's a hard one. I think it could go either way, honestly.
Tina, do you have a preference for Punk either way?
Well, if I ever want Eddie Kingston to win the world title, it kind of needs to be a heel Punk that he goes up against. So
Yeah.
Good point. And if Kingston
Ray can't be the only biased person in the on the show, so
never. And if Kingston were to get it, there's no way he should be heel when he gets it, because that
absolutely
would not work.
no.
That would not work. Sugar Shane says there may be truth on what MJF said, maybe other AEW. Oh, we're gonna get to that, Shane. I'm getting to that next. I got thoughts. Chris says heel. Shannon says love, heel, Punk. Gene says face. Let's see. Michael says has nothing to do with thinking WWE is the only company on planet. I just feel Punk shouldn't be in the position he's in. Michael, you're entitled to your opinion, my friend. I disagree with you, but you are entitled to your opinion. Gene throwing some praise your guys' way. Hey, Tom. Hey, listen. Hey, Tom and the beautiful girls. Tom's not beautiful. What's going on here? Are you kidding me?
The Peaches took over. Sorry.
Look at that profile, man. Look at that. Are you kidding me? My hair's on point today. Stop.
I have a secret. I'm not wearing makeup, so.
Pulling it off, man. Pulling it off. Yeah, I saw that. All the best to the family. Did anyone else find it odd that the picture, God, no disrespect, the picture he put up, his mom was like, had cleavage in the picture. Was that weird for anybody but me? Did anybody bump into that? Because it looked, I don't know. To me, it looked kind of odd. She's like incredibly tan, perfect hair, and cleavage. I'm like, you couldn't have cropped the picture? I don't know. Here's my mom, guys. I don't know. Did anybody else bump into that? Was it just me, for God's sake?
I didn't notice.
Oh, well, I mean, I'm not saying you got to notice, but good Lord. I'm just saying, if I was.
Well, she kind of looked rough on Dark Side of the Ring, so it's kind of like that. It's like a better picture of her versus.
I know.
Yeah.
Still,
she was a model at one point, so.
Okay. Just shoot me down. It's fine. Straight Up Wrestling Show. He's been struggling since he came back to hit marks in the ring. He almost missed jumps in the crowd on some. Oh, don't hold that against him. The man's worked so back into shape, but I think he's doubtful. I know that's Harry. That's got to be Harry talking. I love you, Harry, but you guys are. And listen, there's nothing wrong with being opinionated. I have no problem with that. Christopher says it was a 90s, but no, I don't care how old the picture was. Don't let me get hung up on this. I'm not saying I appear to be the only one in the room that was weird about that. If it had been happy birthday, Mom, if it had been Mom's the best, she always supports me, but it wasn't. It was the awful worst thing to announce. All right, I'm done. He is always coming at me all the time. Look at that. He continues to be a friend / frenemy. So there you go. Tina, you have commented on the MJF promo from Dynamite. You get to start because I can't wait.
Boy.
I can't wait. Hit us.
I thought it was great. I was very entertained. I mean, whether it's a shoot or a work shoot or a shoot work or a shoot work shoot, I really don't care. So I just enjoyed it. It brought me back. Everybody's been making the comparisons to the CM Punk pipe bomb. But the CM Punk pipe bomb is what brought me back into wrestling after not watching for 10 years. So it gave me that same feeling. So I was just, it brought me back up to here because, it makes you feel like you're watching pro wrestling again. And sometimes you don't get that feeling. So
that's fair.
Yeah.
Sarah, what say you?
I have another secret.
Okay.
I haven't watched Dynamite yet.
Oh, no.
Well, everybody say goodbye to Sarah. Thanks for joining us, Sarah. What? Man.
No, I haven't had a chance yet. Yeah, but I've heard about it. And so I was like, if anybody could top the pipe bomb, it would be MJF. So I've heard all about it. It's just a matter of watching it and get my own take on it. Yeah, the life of Sarah. Usually I catch up on Dynamite on the weekend. So yeah.
Hang your head in shame, Sarah. Hang your head
Yeah.
in shame. Shame. Oh man, I don't think I've ever done this before, but Sarah, you might have this coming.
Hot garbage.
Uh-oh. My finger slipped. All right. It's okay. Sorry. It gives me more time.
It's okay. It's okay.
Brace yourselves, kids. I was not a fan of this.
Really?
And I'm not trying to be controversial when I say this. I love him, and I like the intention. I don't love this. They are doing not only what has been done before, but in my opinion, you made your owner look that big. You made your company look that small. In my opinion, okay? You're feeding into the trolls. You're feeding into what Cornette and his bunch have to say. You're not making them happy, but you're feeding in, and you're reading what they say, and you're hearing what they say, and you're throwing it back on TV. By saying XWE, you are publicizing the other company. In your words, on your show, you should be the greatest pro wrestling company on earth. Every time you talk about yourself, we are the best pro wrestling company in the business today. And I'm not saying you don't acknowledge other companies, but you always put yourself heads and shoulders at the top. If not, what are you doing? In my opinion, they downgraded their own product with that one promo. He could have left that out. He could have not went at Tony the way he did, and it still would have been awesome. It still would have been money. It still would have been great. They cut his mic. They replicated and duplicated what Punk did. When Punk did it, we'd never seen it before. Now we've seen it, and it's going to repeat, and someone else will do it 5 years from now, and it's just going to keep getting diluted. I still love him. I'm still on board with whatever he does because he's great. But for me personally, I was not a fan of this. I think it diluted their product. And, you know, this is going to sound like I'm bagging on this company. You can't break 1 million viewers consistently. I don't think this is going to let you do it. And it didn't, by the way. And I'm not saying it's a big deal. I'm not saying they're on the way out. But if you start taking shots and self-deprecating comments about your own brand, why would anybody care about your brand when you're publicly putting down the guy that runs the joint? And I know he's a heel. He wasn't after that promo. He was not a heel anymore. They cheered him for that. They cheered him for the Tony comments. They cheered him for everything. They shouldn't have. But they love him because they respect what he can do. In my opinion, I don't think he helped that company at all. I don't think they helped themselves. So come at me, everybody. Let's hear it. I'm just saying.
It's a valid opinion. Yeah, I'll say that.
Well, again, you guys, you're welcome to disagree. And I'm not going to complain with the artistry of it. He was excellent. I have no problem with that.
Yeah. Well, I haven't really seen it, so I can't really say that. But I know how you are, Tom. So you know, you kind of look at it from all sides, and so.
Yeah, I don't think he's not going anywhere. If he were leaving, he wouldn't have been on TV Wednesday. He's not.
Look at Shane here, guys. Look at him. Tina, he's trying to get cookie points.
Coming after you or coming for you.
I don't know if I trust it or not.
Don't take it.
See, he's so used to getting the fight me button that I think he's trying to butter me up so he doesn't get the fight me button.
I can't duplicate buttons. I won't rip off anybody's stuff. I'm not going to do that, kids. I wouldn't do that. Yeah, I love him. It's not a question of whether or not I think he did great. He did awesome. But then again, this guy could read the phone book and have a hit. But I just don't know why we insist on let's just put down our own company. It's like you have a friend who you think is awesome and they consistently put themselves down. And you're like, at some point, stop. Like, I think you're awesome. What are you doing? But like, you know, if I don't know, I just think it's the image of it. But I'll do this out of respect.
I'm better than you, and you know it.
Just saying. So yeah, that's my thoughts on it. We don't have to spend all day on it. I hope I'm wrong about everything I said and it won't make a difference. If you're going to go down this road, go down it one time and leave it alone. I personally don't want to see Tony Khan come out on live TV and plead his case, screaming into a microphone against MJF. I think it's a bad look. I don't think he should do it. I don't want Tony to be a character on TV. I don't think
I
he
was
needs
just about to say that. That is the only thing that I worry about coming out of this is that Tony Khan is going to be a character, and he can't even
Go ahead.
he can't even come out and represent himself and just talk freely in a good way, because he's such a spazzy squirrel.
He is.
It's like, dude, I can't watch you for more than 2 seconds. Okay, so please don't be a character.
And he's a little insecure. He doesn't take criticism too well. He's very defensive. And I don't know if you put a guy like that on TV in a character, because I don't know if he knows how to separate character from reality. I don't think he knows how. So, but that's just one guy's take, kids. You can take that or leave it. I don't know.
Yeah, he takes things way too personally.
I think so too.
I did read that after that went off. Hold on, I'm reading.
Ron, I'm not saying don't acknowledge. I never said don't acknowledge, but when you use the words XWW talent, you are feeding into the trolls. I don't believe in feeding trolls. Screw the trolls. No one cares about them anyway, but now you gave them a voice. You gave your haters a voice, and I disagree with that. They can say, let them say WWE. Who gives a crap? What I'm saying is they put down their own roster by saying XWW talent gets all the breaks and our guys don't. Are you kidding me? I just don't think that helped at all.
Yeah, but yeah, I saw something that I guess after that happened or whatnot, I don't know if it went in the commercial or what, but they said that CM Punk went after him to, I guess, confront him or maybe see if he's all right or whatever. And somebody pointed out that could be a leeway into seeing them fight for the championship, possibly at All Out or whatever. I was really surprised they went with this too, considering that Wardlow Wardlow just became All Elite. He's not under MJF's contract anymore. So I thought about this earlier too, and I was like, okay, so storyline reasons, MJF was paying Wardlow to be his bodyguard or whatnot. Now Wardlow's All Elite. You done did that, did him a favor. That's great. Now you come on here and basically break the fourth wall and all this stuff. And it's like, wait a minute. If you're not paying Wardlow anymore, wouldn't that be, I don't know.
And I'm glad you brought Wardlow up. We kind of forgot about him, didn't we? I mean, for me, this overshadowed the good that MJF did putting Wardlow over. And by the way, when he came out to cut the promo, he couldn't have been holding his back. He couldn't have been wincing when he got in the ring and made a face. He couldn't have mentioned he had a mild concussion. They couldn't have just went the extra mile. They just act like the match never happened. He's okay
no, that's
again.
Not true. That's not true. He said he started the promo off with saying, "I'm in a lot of pain from what happened on Sunday." But
that's
all you
awesome.
guys
Go ahead.
Do is hear me talk. So
you're right, but point of order, and I'll move on. Point of order. Jeff Hardy sells a match. He'll walk down the ramp holding his back. He'll be obviously doing this. That's selling the match he was in 2 nights ago. We couldn't get that for 1 second from MJF. I'm just saying. That's all.
Maybe it was the adrenaline. Maybe. I'm just saying.
We'll go with that. David, I don't know if I agree with that. With that. I appreciate your opinion, but I don't know if I agree. I'm not saying it's that
We're
bad.
not even a week out from the match.
Wardlow did have a squash match on Dynamite.
Oh, he did.
As well.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He picked up Drake, and picking up Drake that high.
Yeah.
By the way, kids, Drake's in the main event of AEW, of HVW Arrival Saturday, June 18th. So Drake will be on tap. Drake is an HVW original. So there you go. Drake did a great job. He's been killing it since he's been AEW. The guy does everything that's asked of him and more. He's improved so much over the years. I'm so happy for that guy, man.
JD Drake and Anthony Henry both are amazing.
They
love
are.
them both.
Oh my God. You said it right there. Ray all day. Thank you, Ray, for getting Tom moved off this topic. How long, Tina, till Adam Cole is AEW World Champion?
I don't know.
That didn't sound good.
I don't really care if he is ever or not, but
Oh, you just lost Ray. We lost
I know,
Ray. Can you hear
I
me? Ray, are you
know.
there? Yeah.
I know.
Woo. All right.
I think it's just because there's so many others that are, potentially contenders for the title before him, and that's
I
no
think they're
disrespect
building
to
him
him.
up. Yeah, I think they're building him up to potentially be the world champion. I just don't think it's going to happen.
It might not happen a
next
year
or
from now.
two.
Yeah.
And Sarah, to be fair, that title he's carrying around gives him something to brag about and keeps him at a certain level where he doesn't necessarily need the world title anyway.
Right.
So, David comes back with, brother, we could all be dead in 90 days. I don't know what you're talking about. I respect your opinion, but buried, listen, Dave, this is not just for you, my friend. This is for anybody who uses the word buried. Please know what you're talking about before you use it. Buried is never on TV and not being used. That's the definition of buried. End of story. Oh, Tommy's on TV and loses every week. He's on TV every week. That's all I need to hear. He's on TV every week. That's all I need to hear. I don't care about that. Buried is you're never on TV. They're leaving you at home or in the locker room. That is buried. I don't think Wardlow's going to get buried anytime soon. Now, David, you could be right, and I'll eat my words. I've been wrong before. But as of right now, I would say let's just reserve judgment. How often has this company personally let you down? If it's a bunch, okay, but personally, they've not let me down all that much. Hair versus hair.
Yeah.
How are we feeling about this? This came out of the blue, didn't it?
It's weird.
It is weird.
Is this just a way to get Jericho to cut his hair?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want him to cut his hair because it looks good on him.
It's pretty.
It's pretty.
Yeah, but he's starting to bald and stuff
Stop.
in the back. So
You just stop. I don't know what
It's
your
okay.
problem is. You got a problem with men who are stop. What? How dare you? You kidding me? I got your back, Chris. It's all right. Yeah, it just kind of felt like, hey, you just want to do a match? Hair, okay, let's go. That's what it kind of felt like, right? Kind of felt, why are we doing this?
Didn't Chris Jericho have a hair versus hair match when he was still in WWE, and that's what led him to have that short hair for years?
Did he?
Did he? I can't remember.
Because I don't remember that. God, I don't remember that.
Did he? I don't know. Adam Cole would win before
Adam
Darby,
Cole.
I think.
I would think so too.
I'm gonna look it up.
Hair versus hair in Deep South, Mid-South Wrestling. Dude, that thing was done all the time in the 80s. That was the go-to gimmick besides the fireball. It was the fireball and hair versus hair, brother. It was all the time. Yikes.
man,
Oh, no, we know
So
it was
he
Edge
must
and Kurt
be-
Angle. Yeah.
he must be taking his notes from that then, because he's already doing the fireball and now he's doing hair versus hair.
I
versus
was
mask.
right.
Hair versus
Kevin, I was right. I'm sorry. I was right. Chris Jericho versus Kevin Nash in 2003.
Sarah likes being right. I think we can all take that away from what just happened.
Yeah, she does.
Look, I'm pushing 40, so it's an accomplishment.
Don't be telling
What
that.
I-
Don't be saying age. We don't do that. Not in the podcast game. We're all eternally 30. Shut up. That's what we do. We'll get you there. We'll train you up. Don't worry about it. You're still new at the podcast game. We'll get you there. Tina, how old are you? 30? See? It's that easy. Unless you're younger than 30, then I just insulted
No,
you. See, Tina's 30. We're
I'll
all
be
30.
30. I can be 30.
There you go. Everybody shut up. We're good. See? Listen, this I'm a wizard thing. I'll never stop popping for that. That's so good. It's so good, dude. I love it to death. I can't get enough of it. You kidding me? That's right, because I'm a wizard. Oh my God. So, the state of AEW. I'm not saying, Sarah, from top to bottom. You don't have to grade it as a company. They've been around for 3 years now. How do you feel, in your opinion? Are they at the right amount of growth? Are they where they should be? In your opinion, should they be higher? Are you surprised they're this high? What do you have a take on this?
Well, considering that others have tried since WCW fell, others have tried and didn't quite make it. I was really hoping Impact would be where AEW was at one point. But they didn't. And they're coming back up. They're hanging in there, but I think from a financial standpoint, AEW, I think they had an advantage because they had somebody like Tony Khan, whose dad owns the NFL team, financial backing. I think that helps a lot. And for them to have, they have 2 TV shows already. They're having incredible turnouts and pay-per-view buys and stuff. I think they're going in the right direction, but I know we talked the other day and we just mentioned it a little while ago. Tony kind of has to be really careful. And I think he's the type, and I don't know him, but he would seem to me he's the type that gets ahead of himself. So I think too that, he just has to kind of keep himself in check. But he has so much talent, and he has so much talent that's been there, that's done that. I'm pretty sure, for them to be involved in their creative story direction or whatever, I think that helps a lot too. You're seeing a tremendous difference. And the main thing people wanted all these years was something different from WWE, because we already know how petty they are, that they don't care about the fans. They put other people before, they put their own people before others and blah, blah, blah. So I feel like the state of AEW, where they are now, are they perfect? No, of course not. There's some things that you're like, why did they do that? Trial and error, I would suppose. But, I hope they do a million mark consistently on TV. They're not quite there yet, obviously, but in terms of story or whatever, storylines, creating new stars, all this stuff, I think they are in a good position.
Tina, what do you think? I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. Yeah.
Tina, what do you think? Do you think they're where they should be? Are you surprised? Should they be higher? What do you think?
I'm actually surprised of how well they are doing, because I wasn't really expecting, I wasn't expecting them to go under or anything like that, but I wasn't expecting them to be as grandiose as they are. So I'm really pleasantly surprised. I don't think they're perfect. They have a lot of things to work on. And I think Tony just needs to calm down. And I think, like Sarah said, he does get ahead of himself. Like every time he signs somebody new, it's almost like you can see him on Twitter trying not to tell everybody, and he almost ruins it. And then after they make their big grand debut and it's so exciting and everything, then they just drop the ball on him and they don't know what to do with them. And it's like they're just there and they're just like, hey, yeah. Sometimes I wonder, let me back up. There are sometimes I can see where they're going with a certain angle or with a certain person. It's a very clear road. And I'm like, okay, this makes sense. This is a good story, blah, blah, blah. And then sometimes it looks like it's a big heap of mess and they're just trying to pile it on. Oh, wait, we got to do this. And then they forget what they're doing. And it just seems like a big mess sometimes. So they're not perfect, but they're still my favorite wrestling show on TV. So
they are turning a profit, and that's all. At
Good.
the end of the day, it's all that matters. They're turning a profit. No business survives, whether it's that big or this. It doesn't make a difference. What I'm doing here doesn't survive unless we turn a profit. Period. So you have to turn a profit. As long as they are. I made the comment about $1 million. That wasn't a jab. I just, I have said to Phil before on shows, and I'll maintain. I'm not going to back down from this. If we're still looking at the same ratings a year from now, in my opinion, that's maybe an issue. I didn't say it's a death sentence. I didn't say they're on their way out of the door. I didn't say any of that. I just think that you need to build. Now, there's like this many pro wrestling fans when there used to be this many. Let's all remember that. This business, the industry fan base is not growing, kids. If anybody tries to tell you that, they're lying. Casual fans are gone. They've been gone for years. I'm sorry. It's the truth. The diehards are who's left. Okay, period. That's it. You can argue with me. I don't care. For it to explode like it did, you would a Stone Cold Steve Austin type of moment. I don't think that's possible. All right, anything's possible, but I don't think it's going to happen. Could be wrong. I don't know, but I think those days are over. Plus, pro wrestling is not gutted like it was when Austin rose to power. Remember? I mean, wrestling was like, ugh, right? And then all it took was the spark of the NWO, the spark of the Texas Rattlesnake, the spark of Sting and the Crow, the spark of Undertaker and a new gimmick. And then boom, it exploded. Nothing's in a funk right now. It's doing really well. So how do they make it explode? I don't know that they can. Now, is that a death sentence? No, I'm not saying it is. But I still maintain you got to grow at some point, kids. That's all I'm saying. Kids, we're going to take it home in about 6 minutes. Tom's got a heart out tonight. We're going to do HVW arrival update.
Can I ask you a question?
Absolutely.
Really quick?
Sure.
Okay, so on one hand, you say there is no casual fans anymore, and then on the other hand, you say we have to grow. And
yes.
So how can they do that when you say that all is left is the hardcore fans?
You're becoming a very valuable Peach on this show. That's awesome. Great. You know what? Call it out. That's fine. That's a great freaking question. Pull WWE fans. Do they care about AEW? I don't know. I mean, I don't know what the answer is. I wish I had a better answer. I guess my answer is double-edged sword. I don't know if there is an answer. Great observation. I don't know if there can be. I mean, if I maintain the idea that there's no casual fans, then how do you create them? I mean, all right, if the casual fans are gone, I guess my answer would be get the diehards who left, get them back. There's my answer. They probably got some people who loved Punk but stopped watching AEW because he was gone. They probably got those people. Did they get the people who loved Sting? Probably got some of them. Did they get all of them? Maybe not. There's my answer. If that's possible to get that segment of people back who stopped watching when it stopped being fun, if they can get those people back, but if we're talking about making new fans, I just don't know. You guys can disagree with me if you want.
The one thing, with people I know personally, I'm pretty notorious for being a wrestling fan. And I think one of the main things I hear all the time is, oh, well, I watched it back in the 90s and it was so fun and da-da-da-da. And they're like, no, I don't know. I just got tired of watching it. And I'm like, okay. So I feel like I tell Alex this all the time. I'm like, man, to be a wrestling fan in the 90s was wild. I said, people, I was in high school at the time and people would always come to me, did you see what happened last night? And this is before all the dirt sheets and everything came out too. So people were just legitimately excited. They couldn't wait to see what happens next. And then, it didn't matter if it was scripted or not, because it's kind of like a movie or a fictional TV show. You're like, what's going to happen? And now, WWE doesn't do itself any favors by booking the same crap over and over again. But I think just legitimate, with WCW, WWE were at war, you really didn't know. They constantly had to try to, everybody knows that story. I think with that and the fact that the internet wasn't as
Nasty,
it was. Yeah.
mean, volatile. Yeah.
Could you imagine social media in the 90s? Oh my God.
I know, right? Ray, I
Here we
can't go. We can't wrap up today without. Sorry to block you up there with the banner there, Sarah.
It's okay.
I will go. Public Enemy all day, and EPMD. I listened to EMP today actually on the way back to the office for sure, for real. And if Adam Cole came to your house on limo and had tickets to see the new Top Gun movie, this is one of your better ones, and had room in the limo for one more plus one extra ticket, could I come? And after one to get fruit smoothie, this is like top tier Ray Quest. This is freaking epic. This goes on the wall of fame right there. Are you kidding me?
That's amazing.
Oh my God, that was great. Kids, I'm not trying to cut us short here, but I legit have 2 minutes and I got to jump over to HVW. So Tina and Sarah, if you guys have time to watch that show, that'd be awesome if you want to tune in. And to everybody else, the main event will not be here a week from today. Your boys in Texas next week for the job. So we'll be back 2 weeks from today. There you go. Before we get out of here, girls, ladies, my apologies. Plug the show. Tina, go.
Yes, Peaches and Powerbombs, it goes live on Facebook and YouTube every other Tuesday or Thursday, and we have a special guest for the month of June, and hopefully we'll pre-record that and have that up on our YouTube and Facebook page.
That's what we call rising the occasion. She's under pressure. See that? That's good stuff. Sarah, what do you got?
We are on Facebook and YouTube, like Tina said. We are also on Twitter and Instagram.
Awesome. I appreciate you two hanging out. I'm glad we could do this. We're gonna have to hook this up again very soon. So
as always, Tom, thank you for everything you've done.
Of course, I do very little. You guys do all the work, and I've told you this, but I appreciate both of you. Mm-hmm. All right, guys, we're getting out of here. Do me a favor, all of you. Please have a great weekend. We appreciate your support as always. All the best to you and yours. Be safe, be happy, be healthy out there. Everybody have the best of weekends, and we're going to get out of here. We'll see you next time in 2 weeks. Let's get out of here, folks. That's it for us. See you in 14 days. Tom Clark's main event.